Action.
Okay. So now I'm going to do a safe start. A safe start consists that my bus is in neutral and my parking brake is on. And so now I'm going to do is start the bus up. Okay. So now we've gone through all of our gauges for the pre-trip. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the air brake test. So first what we're going to do is the air governor cut in. And so with that, I'm going to do is I'm going to pump it down. My needle's down to around 90. So I'm going to give 3 good pumps. I'm going to let my gauges stabilize. When I get around 90, I'm going to wait, and I should start seeing my needle start rising back. So now I want to see my gauges. Now they are moving forward. So now we're going to wait, and we're going to do the air governor cut out. Air governor cutout should happen between 120 to 140 is when my needle will stop. Stops between 120 and 140, and it's within that range. So the next thing I'm going to do is my leak test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut my bus off, turning it all the way to the left to anticipate for child check. Nothing there. So now I'm going to turn my gauges back to the right, power to the gauges. I see my ABS light come on, and then it should go off within a minute. So it went off. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to press down on the service brake, and I'm going to release the parking brake. I'm going to let my gauges stabilize and lose air. Once they stop moving, and now I'm going to wait 1 minute, and I should lose no more than 3 psi in that 1 minute, and I'm going to start my time now. So they will have you wait the 1 minute. And if need to, you can use 2 feet to hold down the pedal. You do not want to have any air leaking at all. If you do, try to correct yourself immediately, saying, "Can I redo it again?" to start your time. If you not, it could be a disqualification. About 5 more seconds. All right, so a minute is up. Didn't lose anything. Next thing we're gonna do is our low air warning. So I'm gonna pump my brakes down to around 60 psi, and I should get a visual and an audible alarm. About 6 good pumps. Let them stop. Let my gauges catch up to me. There I have lights and audible. So it's around 60, so they're working. So now I'm going to do my emergency brake pop out, and that should happen between 20 and 40 psi. Pump it all the way down until my parking brake pops out. Okay, it popped out. It's that range. So I'm going to start my bus up. So then at this time, I would then step off the bus, go and get my chalks, bring my chalks back in, sit back down, put my seatbelt back on, close my doors, and then ask if I could help assist building the air pressure into my brakes, my air tanks. I'm going to say yes, so they go ahead and accelerate to about 15 RPM to help build the air pressure to a fully charged tank. And then while you're doing this whole that you had forgotten during the pre-trip, now is the time you can also mention it. So I'm going to get my air pressure above 90 psi. So now to test my parking brake, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my vehicle in gear, keep the parking brake applied, and I'm going to accelerate to 15 RPMs for 2 to 3 seconds to ensure that the parking brake holds my bus. 15 RPMs. 1001, 1002, 1003, and it held the bus. So my last thing I would do is my service brake test. Gently holding onto the steering wheel, I would have the vehicle in gear, parking brake released, I would travel in a straight line approximately 5 miles an hour, and I would apply pressure to my brakes to see if my bus would pull to the left or to the right, and I would do that 2 times. And I am done with my pre-trip.